Hey there, quick question. If you had $1 million, would you buy a giant yacht or a boring apartment building with ugly carpet and questionable plumbing? Most people scream, yacht, because duh, it's shiny and floats. But billionaires, they grab the boring apartment building every time. Why? Because that ugly apartment is like a money printer wearing beige wallpaper. Let me introduce you to Bob. Bob is not a billionaire. Bob is the kind of guy who would absolutely choose the yacht. He's cruising around, blasting music, posting selfies, and looking cool. But the yacht? It's eating his wallet alive, fuel, staff, docking fees. It's like owning a pet dragon that only breathes out bills. Meanwhile, across the street, Alice, the billionaire, buys an old office building that smells faintly of burnt coffee, doesn't look sexy, doesn't make good Instagram content. But every month, ka-ching, rent checks. Alice's boring building is actually feeding her more money while Bob's shiny yacht is chewing him up. Here's the thing. Real estate is sneaky. It's not just about owning land or buildings. It's like a Swiss Army knife of wealth. It protects your money, multiplies your money, and even hides your money in ways that make billionaires grin like they've just found free Wi-Fi. Let's start with protection. Imagine money is like ice cream. If you just leave it out on the sidewalk, inflation, aka the summer sun, melts it away. Your $100 today buys less stuff tomorrow. But real estate, it's like sticking that ice cream in a freezer. Properties usually rise in value over time, so your money doesn't just sit there melting. It actually grows. Now here's the part that really makes billionaires giggle. Leverage. Fancy word, simple idea. Let's say Bob has $100,000. If he buys stocks, he just gets $100,000 worth of stocks. Cool, but limited. If Alice takes the same $100,000 and goes to the bank, she can borrow, let's say, $400,000 more. Boom! Now she's buying a $500,000 property with just her $100K down. If the property's value goes up by just 10%, Alice makes $50,000. Bob's stocks? A 10% rise only gives him $10,000. Same starting money. Way different ending. Alice is sipping champagne. Bob is sipping store-brand soda. But wait. This gets juicier. Real estate comes with tenants. Tenants are basically people who pay your bills for you. Alice doesn't need to worry about mortgage payments. Her tenants are literally covering that. They're basically funding her investment while she kicks back. It's like tricking your little brother into doing your chores while you still get the allowance. And the cherry on top? Taxes. Oh, billionaires love taxes. Or rather, they love not paying them. Real estate is like a magical cloak that makes income disappear from the government's radar. Through things like depreciation, billionaires can say, "Oh no, my building is getting older and sadder. It's losing value," even though it's actually worth more every year. And the government goes, "Oh, poor thing, here's a tax break." Imagine Bob telling his boss, "Hey, I'm getting older and sadder, so I deserve a raise." His boss would laugh in his face. But when Alice says it about her buildings, the IRS just nods and hands her a discount. And don't forget, billionaires can also roll profits from one property into another, basically doing a tax-free swap. It's like trading your old Pokemon card for a shiny new one without having to pay anything in between. So Bob's yacht sinks his money, Alice's buildings build her money. But here's where it gets really wild. Real estate isn't just about money, it's about power. Owning property means control. If you own enough land in the right places, you don't just make money, you shape cities. Billionaires know this. That's why they're not just buying random houses. They're buying skyscrapers, malls, entire blocks. It's monopoly, but in real life, and they're always the one with the little top hat piece. Now, I can hear Bob whining already. But real estate is risky. What if no one rents the place? What if the market crashes? Sure, it's not foolproof. But billionaires have two secret weapons: time and patience. If the market dips, they don't panic. They wait, maybe even buy more at lower prices. Eventually, values climb. It's like waiting out a rainy day. You know the sun will come back. And because they're billionaires, they can ride out bad years without sweating it. See, the billionaire strategy isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about locking wealth into something solid, something that grows, and something the government literally helps you keep. Real estate is the VIP club of money, lifetime membership. Here's the sneaky part. Owning tons of property isn't just about money. It's about influence. Own the tallest tower downtown, and suddenly businesses, politicians, everyone deals with you. That's leverage in life. Remember Alice's $500,000 property? She spots another building across the street going for a bargain. She doesn't panic. Sips coffee, calculates, thinks. Renovate a bit, raise rent slightly, double cash flow, without touching my own money beyond the down payment. Meanwhile, Bob sees the for sale sign, thinks, should I sell my stocks? By the time he decides, Alice has signed the papers, high-fived her assistant, and is already planning the next move. Timing matters. Now, why is the building just one piece of the puzzle? Real estate is a layered cake of money: rent, instant cash flow, property appreciation, net worth grows, tax advantages, depreciation, write-offs, deductible expenses, leverage, using other people's money, banks' money, tenants' money, even government money. Another reason billionaires love real estate: control. Stocks? You're at the mercy of boards, market swings, or crises. Real estate? You decide paint color, rent, renovations, tenant rules, your playground. Sure, sometimes leaky pipes or late-night elevator calls, but that's the deal. Plus, tangible assets are satisfying. You see your investment growing in real time. Unlike staring at lines on a brokerage app, real estate you can touch, smell, renovate, brag about, bonus. And here's a subtle reason: inflation insurance. Money in the bank? Tiny mouse nibbling away? Gold? Holds value but doesn't generate cash flow. Real estate? Often rises faster than inflation, and rents can rise too. Alice might skip the yacht, but she's building a fortress of wealth. Bob has fun weekends but sweats at rent hikes or market dips. Secret? Real estate teaches patience, strategy, leverage, and control. A playground for financial minds, quietly multiplying power while others chase shiny objects. What seems boring, the old apartment, office tower, strip mall, is actually the most exciting billionaire tool. While everyone chases quick wins, Alice wins slowly, methodically, relentlessly. And by the time people notice, she's 10 steps ahead. Billionaires love real estate not because it's shiny or trendy, but because it works. It generates cash flow, protects wealth, multiplies money with leverage, reduces taxes, hedges against inflation, builds generational fortune, and gives control and influence.